Good morning, good afternoon. What's up, everybody? Good evening, good night, all that goodness. Man, good to have y'all back. Welcome to the program. Let's go live. I appreciate you for being here, man. Another day, another dollar. That's all we're asking for. That's the fundraising situation. This program is completely supported by viewers like you. All we ask is for $1. You see the scroll at the bottom of the screen for the duration of the show. Hit my Cash App. And it helps the operations here at Tiny Closet Studios, the broadcast command center where we put out all our programming, we fund all our activities, all our activism efforts, and the money goes, it's tax deductible, it's $1, and it goes to a good cause, and that cause is because. So appreciate y'all. While you're at it, download the Humor Mill app now. That's where the show is going to be carried in the very near future. We're about to be off these platforms, man, trying to make a better way for the situation. I'm at YouTube right now. Shout out to everybody who's watching on YouTube, Facebook, the whole nine. Download the Humor Mill app on all, Google Play, Apple Store, all that. You can see them. You can go on your TV, smart TV, hit the Comcast joint. They're on there. That's where you're going to find the show pretty soon. So appreciate y'all, man. Good to see y'all again, man. I hope all is well. I really hope all is well, considering. All right, so we're going to get right to it, man. We ain't really going to delay. Today we got Dynamite Show, man. I'm just trying to get this situation husky, man. I'm trying to expand, get some real people on here talking that real shit. So I'm just going through the phone and just reaching out, man. So, that's what it's gonna be for the next few. And we got some headlines we're going to talk about. We're going to go through some of that silliness. Got some updates, some breaking news, the whole nine. And also towards the end of the show, I got a video that came in my inbox. I have no idea who did it, where it's from, but it's so deep. You might have seen it today, but we're gonna play it a little later. It's so deep. You got to see it, considering all that's going on. But right about now, let's get to it because I know, people have busy schedules. So welcome to the program. Very special guest, the big homie. This person you may recognize soon as you see their face, but we go back a little bit of time, and I just reached out because I see this person is doing a lot of things on social media, being very vocal about a lot of things, using their platform. So I was like, hey, can you do my show? And they was like, bet, let's do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the program, the one and only Miss Claudia Jordan. Look at you.
Hi. What's up? How you doing, Lamont?
Situated? Okay.
What happened?
Premise. Did you turn the mic thing on? Hold on, let's see.
Can you hear me?
You got to fix your settings.
My what?
Can you hear me?
I can
Wait a
hear
minute, wait a
you.
minute.
You can't hear me? Hold on.
Oh,
Let me
here we
see
go.
what I
It
gotta do.
was me though. It was me. Hold on, I gotta stop this share
Oh,
screen.
so you was trying to me, but you was trying to me. You was
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
me.
I had the shit turned down. My bad. What's good with you?
What's up? How you doing?
Ain't too much. You ain't quarantining.
Sorry, I'm
You
in
in
the
the whip.
car.
Yeah, you in the whip.
I'm in the whip. My boyfriend's a realtor, and I'm looking to buy to move. And then he's also showing clients. And after being in the house for 2 months straight, like I'm like, I want to go. So I just want to get out the house.
Are you
So
going
yeah, I'm
y'all
out
going
here.
showing houses together?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's big
Yeah.
though.
How you doing?
I've been living, man. Can't complain. You know what I mean? Just maintaining. You always in real estate though. You always. I remember a few years ago, last time we talked, you were like in the property game, heavy.
Yeah. Then the crash happened. I lost everything, and
Oh,
I lost $1 million in real estate in 1 month.
oh no, I missed that one.
Oh yeah, I was depressed.
Yeah,
Yes, yes, I went through it, and so now this is still part of me building it back up. So I feel whole when I had get back in the real estate game. So I rented for a while. Now I'm getting back, saved my money. I cut a lot of stuff that I didn't need to do. I think we waste a lot of money to impress other people,
yeah,
and I've never really, my boyfriend's like, "You really don't shop." I'm like, "I know. I saved my money so I could. I will waste money on some bullshit." Gambling though, but I'm not
right.
buying expensive bags and none of that
Yeah.
nonsense.
Now is that just a wise mindset? Does that come with age, or that's the way you always been?
Always been like that. Never really tripped on those kind of things. I guess I always felt like I didn't need to do that to be accepted or to feel like I was popping. Like I felt like my mind will do that for me, or my personality,
Right,
or saving money to make smart moves like buying real estate at a young age. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Investing. I'm invested in the stock markets, medicinal marijuana in Illinois. We have a dispensary and a cultivation center that I invested in. So like, I see, a lot of times us, and I mean us as Black folks, sometimes because we don't grow up with, sometimes we grow without. When
Right,
we get older to a certain age, we feel like we got to stunt on everybody and show them I got it. We tend to wear all our wealth. Some of us will wear our wealth, and it's like,
right.
okay, when that chain is gone or that bag is out of season, are you renting with a bunch of people? Do you have anything set up for your future? And I just want more of us to start thinking like that. Not that I'm, you know, reinventing the wheel. It's just common sense, And I feel like a lot of times our parents were in a position to put us in position, so we got to do it.
So with the real estate situation, is it, if you don't mind, are you going about it differently? Are you still in the owner game, or you just in the, I'm trying to put pieces on the board. I'm trying to get these properties and
So both. I was in Texas for a while for a radio show, and I don't do that anymore. But I think that I want this to be my base. It's one of the fastest growing cities in America, Dallas. So I'm like, okay, there's a move to be made here.
mm,
I said before I bought at peak. Now I'm buying in when things are on the rise. I just feel like my residents, when you're paying rent, you're paying to finance somebody else's dreams.
right,
You're paying for their mortgage. Like you're helping them own that property by helping the property owner pay their mortgage off. So we need to do that for ourselves.
right,
That, and then you could pick up some investment properties for $100,000, $80,000 homes. They may not be in the best neighborhoods, or they may need some work, but go ahead and buy that and put a few dollars. Like you can get a real low interest loan, a cheap right now, and get you a little extra 20. The house is worth 80,000. Get you a loan for 100. Put that 20 into it. You don't even feel it.
yeah,
Paying on 100,000 is like $600, $700. People don't know
yeah.
that. Let someone else pay that off every month, and then you sell that, and it's like you didn't even put 100,000, but you're gonna cash out. Like
Now I see a lot of people on social media, like you get those ads where it's the guy talking about, just join me. I just bought a multi-property, take my master class, and how valid is some of the information that they're giving out for free out there? How valid is some of that?
oh no, like you gotta just do your research, I guess. I mean, or just work with people because
Yeah,
people are trying. I will say because of the crisis and the tragedies and the pandemics, you will have a lot of good things come out of it, but there'll be a lot of people that are figuring out new ways of scamming people too. So just rock with someone ask someone that you respect for tips. These people that, yeah, be careful.
Yeah. Do your research, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you in DC?
Yeah, I'm in Maryland, right outside.
We'll be out there for the march. I'll be out there August 28th.
Oh, 28 word. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
How you been dealing with it though? How you been dealing with the quarantine? I mean, even before the protests, there was a 3-month situation where everybody was out the way. How did you
Yeah.
manage?
It's crazy because 2020 was setting up to be like the best year ever financially and like work wise. Like I got this Fox Soul show, then I got this like multi-year contract with VH1 hosting all the reunions, and I was like,
Mm,
damn, I like that. It just fell in my lap, I got, and I'm thinking this is about to be the best year of my career, and I did one reunion, and then everything got shut down. My best friend got corona. She lost 4 people in her family. Um, I can't complain because I'm able to still work and haven't skipped a beat as far as like I'm still able to buy groceries. I'm still able to pay my bills. But then
right.
I see people that are really out here begging for $30 for groceries for their kids because they have no other choice.
Mm,
There's so many people that didn't get the stimulus check or didn't have no savings, you know? And I feel for other people, like that part has been depressing for me, but I kind of really feel bad complaining. So I
right.
won't complain, but I can't wait for us to get back. I don't know. I don't, if it's even possible to get back to normal. It might not
Yeah.
even be at this point. It is depressing though. I think it's very important to reach out to your friends and still have
Yeah.
conversations because you could just be in the house just depressed by yourself.
Yeah, and
A
just
lot of
mentally ill.
isolation happens.
Mental illness is eating away at you and nobody will ever know it.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
again, I keep seeing you show up on my timeline, and I've known you for a handful of years, and a lot of people think they know you and they know your face, but you've been a
Yeah.
brain. You've been a brain, and so
Yeah.
now I see you. I see you being real vocal on social media, real active. Your activism hat is really shining these days. What led you to that point?
Always been like that. It's just people are noticing more now. That's all.
Mhm.
Um, ever since, I mean, we can go back to college before anyone knew who I was. I was in the Black Student Alliance. When the Rodney King verdict hit in California, I was going to school in Ohio, and people don't know this, but I used to work for the newspaper in Baldwin Wallace was a college I went to in
Mhm.
Berea, Ohio, and I put together a nonviolent protest event at my school. We only had like 50 black people there. It was all white people, but I felt like it needed to be done. Like us 50 people matter too. So we had an event where we had a few speakers, and I put it together, me and this brother, and I was so proud of it, right? The white kids were like, I'm glad someone did this because after the verdict, not everybody agreed with the police
Right,
officers being let free, but all black folks were like angry at white people. And it was an event where we could get stuff off our chest, how we're feeling marginalized and how they can ask questions. It was a success, right? Felt so good about it. Go back to my dorm room. The next day I leave for my track meet, get back home. I had an answer machine, press the little old school button, and it was a message from the Klan. It was like, you black, can I swear on this?
yeah,
Black
yes,
nigger bitch, we're gonna come kill you, and we know where you are, and your room number is your phone number. So for me, I've been a part of this, like standing up for black folks and for defending us and, calling out the bullshit since that was what, 93?
yeah.
So yeah. And I always worked in journalism. I care about the truth. When we were younger, my mother, she bought us encyclopedias back in 1984. So I would read encyclopedias every night, and I would just be versed on just be well read. I didn't really know. I don't really rock with fiction, like fairy tales and all that kind of stuff. I'm more about what really happened in facts.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I get attacked. They put me on the Breitbart side a couple times. So
Mm.
then all the Trumpers and the right, the extreme right, they be hitting me up sometimes talking this shit. I'm like, whatever, come see me.
But you a few years ago you was playing around with the idea of doing stand up, which I was like
Yeah.
completely rooting for, and I seen you tested it out a couple times, and I feel like that would have been a hell of a way to go, because comics we get to say what most people can't, so that would
Oh,
have been
go
an
right here. Put the
easy way
information.
to get that out there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's not too late. And I
It's
hosted a
not
few comedy shows, and I did a little bit, and I was at the roast of Dennis Robb, and I did that, and I liked it. But I give you guys all the credit. I had to get my confidence up for a while before I went out and did it. And then once I did, I'm like, you got to get back on stage right away, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
so
yeah.
Because
you can't take breaks. Ain't no breaks.
No, and now I took a long time away from it, but it's just getting up there and talking your shit, your truth, and look at the impact that comedians are making. Look at Dave Chappelle with his 846, and just like, you never know. You never know.
Yeah, it's time. It's in between selling houses and showing
right?
and showing. All right, what you think about let's hit some of the news headlines from today. What do you think about the whole because a lot of companies are coming out making apologies, and I for one, I'm boycotting the apologies. Like, the apologies mean absolutely nothing to me. These big statements. I turn on the TV and the channel, the profile in the channel is an apology. Like Hulu got one, and Amazon, and then today Netflix, the husband and wife behind Netflix, donated 120 million to they split 40 million apiece to the UNCF, Morehouse, and Spelman, which is a big deal. Not taken away from it, but it's like 115 other Black HBCUs, but these apologies, like the one Oklahoma State coach who apologized for wearing a T-shirt because his player said, "We're not playing for you because you're on the bullshit." And then this morning, he had a right-wing radio show that he listened to. He went fishing with his family, wore the shirt, took a picture, posted online. One of his players was like, "Oh nah, I knew you was on that bullshit. That makes me uncomfortable. We're not playing for you this year." So then he had a whole press conference apologizing. And people are saying, what he wears on his own time, and he shouldn't have had to apologize. And I'm like, all that, it's too late for all of that. Like, we're not hearing none of that now. At least I'm not.
What he wears in his own time. Let's just flip the script for 1 second, shall we?
There we go.
I'm gonna say something real quick. People are gonna get mad at me for this, but whatever. We all know, okay, Black folks and Jewish folks have been through some disgusting, violent treatment in this world, right? With the Holocaust and slavery, and they're comparable, right? As far as like tragedy and murders and just disgusting. We know better than to wear anything that would support anything that has to do with making fun of, not taking it seriously, being insensitive. What we just know this, right? Why does everybody else know to not do that? But with Black people, for some reason, our pain is just like, it's something that they can make fun of.
That we'll just get over.
Not take it seriously. And all they do is say sorry. Imagine if we would make an insensitive comment or wear a T-shirt that supported a pro-Nazi show or had a stove on it or some other very poor, like really horribly, like,
insensitive message. Yeah.
We would be canceled in business. Like, it would be a wrap.
Yeah.
White folks, yes, they are saying sorry, and they need to say sorry, because a lot of times, and I just hope it's not just on trend. It feels like it's a little bit in style right now.
Right. Yeah.
But let's take it though. Let's let them apologize.
Let
them spend their money.
They can keep apologizing and donating. Yeah, but the apologies, I'm like, it's not going to like they making it like it's so hard to deal now. I'm like, you can deal with it. We've dealt with it. You can deal with it. You can deal with it. Yeah. Like it's everything is so difficult now. Is white oppression and just dealing with so much. We're under attack.
They're oppressed. Can you tell me what TV network that we own that we're oppressing them with the media and the messages, or what corporations that we are running, what industries we're running to oppress their white tears? How are we oppressing them? We're not oppressing them. We're holding them accountable, but they've never been held accountable, so it feels like oppression to them, because they're like, why can't we say the N-word? Or oh my God, I can't say, it's not fun for us anymore. God damn, it ain't been fun for us either.
Now I know you got to run, but what do you think about the Aunt Jemima? So Aunt Jemima got removed from the box, and then Uncle Ben followed up. They said, we taking Uncle Ben off. Now breakfast is woke. We got to get new syrup. Got to get some woke syrup, woke waffles, and woke rice. Do you think that's too much, or everything must go? Everything.
It was a bit much. I was like, okay, Aunt Jemima syrup is bomb though.
Yeah. Like what you gonna call it? What you gonna call it now?
We rename it?
Yeah.
Is it what's hypocritical? If you leave it, yeah, I guess we can't leave it, right?
Yeah, you can't
Uncle
leave it.
Ben it does give me like slavery vibes. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Yeah.
like, what are we doing? And maids and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, promoting those images are not really great. You know, and I feel like it's something that people make fun of.
Yeah.
You know, and this awakening happened in the LGBTQ community a few years back, where it went from people used to make fun, and it was politically, it wasn't like that frowned upon. Like in media, people would say the F word, all kinds of things. Then all of a sudden, it was an uprising, and all kind of laws got passed. And guess what? You can't say shit about anybody in the LGBTQ
Nope.
community.
Because because it worked.
They
The
got
move
this,
the
and
movement
now
worked.
it seems like that's happening with Black folks, where it's
It would. Well, soon as you
it
put
worked.
that sunroof, the signal went bad. But look, hey,
discrimination to what the Black community.
hey.
I'm
So look,
sorry, we're gonna open it back up. I'm
oh,
sorry.
okay. No. Y'all do y'all thing. Y'all do y'all thing. Handle your business. Make that money. I appreciate you stopping by on the show. The big homie. I appreciate you. Y'all enjoy y'all day. That weather's looking real crisp. Shout out to you and yours.
Anytime.
Yeah. We'll make sure we set up and we have you back on.
Anytime, Lamont. I got you.
Appreciate it. Well, y'all enjoy yourself.
Congrats to you.
Likewise. All right, I'll holla. That's the people's right there. I don't know if it was acting that way for y'all, but for me, it was like it was going. She was transforming. It was going in and out. Claudia Jordan, ladies and gentlemen, formerly of Deal or No Deal, Price is Right, Real Housewives of Atlanta, doing big things out there. Appreciate it for stopping through. Trying to tell y'all, man, the show, this Let's Go Live is official. It's a real thing. So do what you can to tune in whenever you hear that the show is going live. It may not be on these platforms for too much longer. So I just appreciate y'all for being there when it launched, when it kicked off. I stayed up last night and I started my the Patreon, right? And I was like, that might be the thing. So for y'all, people that's been with us for the first 3 weeks, I may have to do a little special thing where we just roll y'all over to the Patreon for the frizzy. And then, we jump it off like that. Y'all can get inside. That way this content is going to be like, hey, you seen the show? Nah, I ain't heard. What's it on? Well, you got to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? That's where we at. But yeah, she was in The Apprentice too. She definitely was. She's very well rounded. Surprisingly, a lot of people don't give her credit because you only see so much when you're playing the Hollywood game, so you don't get a chance to show those real sides of you. But as we've seen this between the lockdown and the protests and this new civil rights movement that's taking place right now, a lot of people showing their ass. You know what I mean? In a good way. So that's what's up. I'm glad she took the time out to mess with your boy. All right. So what else? Let's keep it moving. So I don't know if y'all saw today. Let's see. Yes, very. I don't know if y'all saw today the DA, and I'm gonna briefly just go over some headlines real quick. The DA, and we'll talk about it. We'll throw some questions out there. We're gonna take a call. Somebody was trying to call unsolicited earlier, messing up the broadcast. Who would that? I haven't figured it out how to do, with this one phone line hooked into the console and the broadcast nerve center and the computer at the same time. But I'm gonna plug it back in because y'all tripping. So the DA in the Rayshard Brooks case announced formal charges against the two officers involved in the shooting. Now, for the shooter, the killer cop, he is being charged with felony murder, I believe, and the cop that assisted him is being charged with aggravated assault. I did not read far enough to understand what the bail is, if there is any. I just do know that they released the details of the shooting, and it's absolutely and subsequently what followed it is absolutely absurd. So I don't know if you saw that. So apparently the shooter, after shooting at Brooks 3 times, striking him twice in the back, and I believe that's probably where the murder charge comes from, twice in the back, when he hit the ground, He kicked him, which this is a harsh term, but there's an actual real street term for it. It's called the death kick. And I guess he kicked him to see if he was responsive in any kind of way. So he did that, and then the other officer, while they cuffed him, apparently, according to this article, stood on his shoulders. They did not render aid for at least 2 minutes after the shooting. So yeah, you have to eat that murder charge. And another which this is all just absolutely, and I wanted to keep today's show light, but that broke today. So I wanted to talk about I had to talk about that. But which is reprehensible in and of itself. But here's another article I saw where they were saying how the other officer might turn state's evidence. I don't know if that's the right term, but he might cooperate against his code D, which is, man, you talk about changing times. I mean, that thin blue line is real, and we're seeing things go in more different ways than we ever could have expected. Have I seen the camera footage from the cop? No, I did not. I elected not to. I don't think I can handle it. So there's that. So there's some kind of headway in that situation. Breonna Taylor's killers, the killer cops that were involved in that shooting, have still not been found. I mean, have not been charged. So across the board, though, they're pushing a new narrative. Be careful, y'all. Just want y'all to be careful. Again, we're going to try to keep today light, but I just need y'all to be careful while y'all watching these news programs. Be careful. They're pushing a new narrative on social media and in your neighborhoods, because don't think that it's not happening in your neighborhood as well. And the new narrative is that police are under attack. That the police departments, American police, are now under attack. They're because people are throwing bad words at them and calling them out on their abuse. Shout out to all the law enforcement who may be tuning in right now. I don't think the police are under attack. I think the police procedures and the culture of citizen brutality is under attack, a culture that has been neglected to be addressed in-house. So now it's being addressed outhouse. So if the shoe fit, a hit dog, a holler, all those other country cliches that you want to throw in there, then if you feel that way, then hey, I wonder. A lot of officers, especially in the South, are resigning and deciding not to fulfill the duties of the job that they swore an oath to, because the tide is changing and people are having a different, I guess, opinion of them. So as opposed to me just learning how to retrain and be community police and not knock people upside the head every chance I get, when I leave the house, just so I can make it home. I guess if you want to leave, then if that's, if you just don't want to correct, if you get tired of being called a bad apple and you don't just want to ripen up, and you just want to stay rotten, and you want me to change? Well, I'll quit. I wish we could do that. I wish we could do that on our jobs. Let me see what they're doing in Seattle. What they doing in Seattle, Kiva? Seattle is straight. I'm hearing about the autonomous thing zone and how well it's working. I saw the story about Camden, New Jersey, where the chief of police dismantled the entire department, restructured it from the ground up with a focus on community policing, reallocated resources, got rid of like this Marine division, gave back some of the military super, costumes, gave some of that back, and crime is down like 13%. So it is possible. And Camden was one of the most crime-ridden neighborhood cities, towns in America at one point in time, murder capital, if you will. So it can be done. I don't want to hear all that shit that it can't be done. Yeah, white supremacy is under attack worldwide. So there's that. But yeah, so back to the food though, because I thought that was interesting. So if you have not been paying attention, everybody's starting to do like or these organizations, these big companies are starting to do like this self-audit of are we post-racial enough? Are we doing enough to jump in and fit in with this current movement? Because we don't say nothing, it's a high chance that they're gonna come for us too. So let's be proactive, jump out there Either make a statement, a written statement, donate some money, or go ahead and look at everything that we're known for and made of, and go ahead and make some fixes. Like I saw Land O'Lakes, the butter. Like this is what it's about to be. Land O'Lakes, the butter. This was some months ago. This is not even recent. They changed their packaging because they had a Native American woman sitting on the butter thing with the on the front of the butter named Mia. She's been there for 92 years. So they, with no fanfare, no announcement, they just removed her from the packaging and she disappeared. So let's play a game. True story. Nah, you can't be post-racial if you just created a statement for your company in 2020. And which is even more hilarious because I swear this conversation is so deep right now. If this nationwide conversation is happening about systemic racism. And 3 weeks ago, it was never even heard of. This is why it's hard for me to look at TV and scroll through my timeline and not laugh because you know, and I turn on Hulu. No, I went to Netflix. The whole screen went black. We want to let you know that we're, you know, it used to be, are you still watching? Now it's like, we want to let you know that we're with you, black man. I was like, first of all, how y'all know I was black? I was like, I didn't send in my picture when I signed up. Y'all watching me. And then Netflix, they got the thing with the black collection. Now they got the black collection. Now they're showing all these vicious documentaries and movies and like shit you couldn't even search for before. Now it's just super black. I was like, oh wow, what Drop Squad? Y'all showing Drop Squad for June? Wow, okay. It's Spike Lee Day today? Oh wow. All right. So yeah, so it's yes, Kenny, you are absolutely correct. I believe that as well. It's all optics. Nobody wants to look racist this week. 3 weeks ago, it didn't matter. Now it's the thing. So yeah, so let's play a game. Let's play a game. This is a game I want to play. Let's think about it. It takes some time to do this. I was thinking today, I didn't get very far, but I was thinking, like, all right, Aunt Jemima, right? Aunt, Uncle Ben, Mrs. Butterworth. Now, you know, Mrs. Butterworth, people was throwing her into the conversation today, but I was like, you don't remember the commercials? Mrs. Butterworth was an old white lady. Mrs. Butterworth, she worked in the house. That's who you know, that's who you was working for. That's who Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima was working for, was Mrs. Butterworth. Then I thought about it. I was like, okay, they give aunt and uncle, give us that whole family connection so we're comfortable with it. Mrs. Butterworth, we pay her respect. But who in charge of the whole shit? The Quaker Oats man. The man. You don't even know his name. I was inches away from starting a petition online today and the Freedom of Information Act. And I was like, release his name. We need to know who he is. Quaker Oats man. The man. We don't get his name. The man. All right, let's play this game though. What other packages, what other food items have to change? There's some names out there. Think about the food that has to change. They still make Mazola. Do they make that butter? Mazola. Native American joint. What else has to change? Uncle, what's the barbecue? Uncle Ray's or Uncle Bubba? That's got to go. Could you imagine if they had to take everybody? Well, no, you can't take everybody black off, but you just got to take everything that reminds you of slave eating, slave food. You got to take that off. It's just got to go because America. We know this, that America is obsessed with slavery anyway, as an era, as a period of time. So that's why the stuff has stayed this long, is because that excites them. You know what I mean? To go shopping and you push in the cart and you got your kids with you and you just hark back to a day when black people had to do what you say, and then you grab Uncle Ben's rice because you're like, yeah, I remember those days. Oh, the good old days. MAGA grits. You know what I'm saying? MAGA cream of wheat. That's basically what that is. So that's a lot that's got to change. Sweet Baby Ray, that's what I was saying. Sweet Baby Ray. Sweet Baby Ray is good. It just sound like some slave food. And it could be only from the 80s. but sweet. Every time I see it, I think you have to say it like at the cash register. Like let's say it wasn't on the shelf and you had to ask for it. I feel like when you say sweet baby rays, you gotta sweet baby rays. Like that's the only way that you can say it. Are y'all do y'all have any more sweet baby rays? Like that's the only way. Uncle Bubba, oh, is he a white dude? Maybe. I don't know. That's what I feel. So what other foods do y'all think has to change? Aunt Sylvia's greens. Ah, now is that named after Sylvia's soul food? Isn't that her? See, that's different. I'm talking about like specifically like from an era, like food that is like you look at it and be like, oh man, come on, you gotta take that off the shelf. Like that's completely like you're not gonna find no Oriental noodles. You're not gonna do it because they made enough fuss about it and that changed, and they were like, nah, that's offensive, take it off. But now in 2020, all of a sudden, you just take Uncle Ben off the joint with no fanfare, no nothing. It's just like he gonna come back, right? This is what they're gonna do. They'll do some dumb stuff because they got people in the marketing department who are so out of touch. He'll come back, with a baldy and a goatee. You know what I'm saying? And some real cool ass bifocal joints, and it'd be like Ben Bay rice. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what'll happen. All right, moving on till y'all give me some better suggestions. We're gonna keep it moving. All right, so let's talk about this Netflix 120 million. And I want to hear from some of y'all that went to HBCUs. So 40 million go to Spelman, 40 million go to Morehouse, 40 million go to UNCF. I don't know the inner workings of the deal. I wasn't in the room. But I feel like when these things happen, the knee jerk, let's get some money. Who do we give some money to? Quick Google search. What's black? Oh, Morehouse Spelman. That's because it's going to always come up in the search because that's like those are the top two, besides Howard and Hampton, those are probably the other top two HBCUs that you would hear about. Oh, let's give some money to them. Now, if I don't know no better, right? If I'm not correct, like Spelman and Morehouse, they like 40 G's a year to go regularly, private institutions. There's like 100 other HBCUs that are struggling, suffering. Infrastructure, accreditation, technology, they're not up to date. They don't have a campus. You know what I mean? There's a couple of little schools that I'm not even gonna name. You can't even live on campus because they dorms is trash. Like what? Sit down, do some research, and like spread the money out. Be like, okay, they might need, Elizabeth City might need some, and St. Paul might need some, and Livingstone might need this, and you know what I mean? Like there's some schools. Bowie State might need this, and Stillman might need that, and 40 million to Spelman just because you've heard those names. I feel like it's $40 million. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like it's still a level of pandering. And United Negro College Fund, I didn't know they were still around. That's just me. I did not know. I still don't know what they do. I remember the telethon. Still don't know what they do. I just know Spelman and Morehouse, and then the billionaire philanthropist last year or the year before, who paid for the whole senior class at Morehouse, did 40 million already, and then he came back, I believe, a few months ago and did something else, like paid for the books of all the seniors this year or something wild he did with his money. Like, do your research and spread the money out. Literally. Like, yes, I agree with all of that. So I believe on some level, a lot of these are stunts. I hope it's not temporary. Kyrie Irving is getting my respect more and more every day. Reports are being leaked out today. This is a leak. I don't know. I've only seen one source, so I can't verify it as an actual news headline. But word is, on the conference calls that they've been having, a couple of days ago, he was like, let's just not play. I heard the joint yesterday. It was 100 people on the conference call. He was like, "Yo, let's just start our own league. Why y'all bluffing? Like Big Three showing you that we can do it. Let's just do it." I'm all for it. Every move right now. I'm all for every move, especially with moves like that, because I don't want no sports to come back before the first of the year. So yeah, Kyrie Irving, he the man right now. So now look though, like clockwork. Watch your setup. Look for the fall of Kyrie Irving. Like clockwork. They're gonna release something. His addicted to pain medication, or he got a weed habit, or he likes to text and drive, or something. They gonna find something on him to quiet him down, because he's being in the position he's in right now. He holds he's something in the players union. One of y'all sports nerds. He's something in the players union, so he's very influential right now. So in that position, you know what I mean? It's like he could change some minds, and that's we all know that's dangerous. So there's that. All right, let me go to this video real quick. So I saw this today, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Today's show is brought to you in part by drunkenfruit.com. Drunkenfruit.com, man. It's adult candy. Check out the website, follow them on social media, and place an order. Because in these times, you need some adult candy. And also by Hamlin Legal out of Baltimore, Maryland, handles all types of cases. If you need them, check out their website as well. So yeah. Let me go. All right. So I got this thing in my inbox. It was a video. I get like tons and tons of stuff, and I got to figure out, sift through, what's relevant, what's doable, what's gonna get me kicked off the air, what's going, open the mind or two, what's gonna make somebody laugh. I seen this joint. I think my mother sent it, and it was so heavy. I was like, and I thought, because when I'm watching stuff, I'm always trying to predict what's gonna happen. That's not a good habit to have, but it's just how my brain works. So I'm watching it, and I'm like, I bet he gonna die, woo, woo, woo. And when I tell you and this is a short, it's called a short. It's like 3 minutes. When I tell you the twist just took me out of there, man. Hold on, watch this. We're gonna watch this together. This is our little. This is a short. It's real relevant, super relevant. Saw this today, and it was amazing. Hold on a second. All right, here we go. Let me go to it. You might have seen this. Let's watch together. Focus.
My baby, you on my mind, and I don't know why, but the feeling is fine. Can't you see how you are for me?
Were you fucking with my kid? Huh? You fucking with him? Yeah, he's looking at the soul. Do we have a fucking problem, nigga? You know what? What's that? You're my fucking problem. You heard me, man. Yeah, like a fucking jigaboo who's walking outside Jeffrey. Right now. He just tried to scare you on the shore and start some shit with me. Yep. Stay right there. Stay right there. Stay there, buddy. Oh, that's perfect.
You son of a bitch. You get the fuck out of my house right now. I will fucking kill you.
Man, when I tell you that twist at the end, was not expecting that. So apparently that's a short called Skin. It's on Amazon Prime. Renetta says it's on Amazon Prime. So I guess what, on the main page you can watch that now. Man, that joint was deep. Misha, I would have backed my car and handled my biz with all them. No, you would not. Quit lying. Black people are always tough all of a sudden. I ain't my ancestors. Let's knock that off, man. Well, you don't know what you would do in any situation. It should be happening fast. You don't know. All that tough talk. I would have backed my car up. There's 5 of them. You'd have got milk poured on you the same way. But anyway, no, that was heavy. That's deep. And it's kind of, as much as I'm being a little cynical, about seeing all this content that's being thrown our way now. But at the same time, like that's because I got 40 plus years of built up cynicism. I have a right to be. But the 10 and unders, 15 and unders, or whatever, man, they're being exposed to so much, and I think there's some value in that, and that part needs to be appreciated. A lot of it they can't handle. It's overwhelming, but at the same time, like they getting it in a way where it wasn't given before. So, just imagine sitting down with your youngins and watching that and having a discussion about that. That's powerful because there's so many layers in it, just in that one video, about, how they train their kids. The character, the fictional character trained his son, in the ways of violence and hate, and was by the very example, the embodiment of violence and hate. And then that same violence and hate came back and was the thing that took him out. So that's heavy. So yeah, man. Like I said, as cynical as I am about all the content and all the the attention that's being given to this newfound concept that's called systemic racism, I can appreciate that, artists and creatives now are just given a blank canvas to paint broader themes. Everybody gotta eat it. Everybody. There's a buffet of imagery now that everybody's forced to consume. You can't turn away. You can't look away. Whereas before you could play like you ain't know it existed. Now you got to deal with it. So who knows how long it'll last? Who knows if things will get better, they'll improve. I think piece by piece, one thing at a time, there will be some changes made in some areas, and in others, things, they're just on the way to getting worse. But that's that. All right. So, like I said yesterday, man, we had a good show too. Shout out to Eddie Bryant, Dynamite show. These shows, they're going to get lighter, man, but we still going to feed you. We here to feed you. Let's Go Live is food. So we need you to eat, but let everybody know that the kitchen is open. You know what I'm saying? Don't keep it to yourself. Try to make a plate for yourself and then dip off. take this food and let everybody know the kitchen is open. You see what kind of show this is. You see what we're doing over here at Tiny Closet Studios. It's a real scenario and situation. So I need y'all to stay plugged in with the YouTube. Download the Humor Mill app on your phone or your computer or your tablet. And look for us every day, 5 p.m. to 6 right now, Monday through Thursday. When it come across your devices, share it. Let people know. And just stay plugged in. And that's pretty much it. All right. I got time for one call. Talk about anything we talked about today. One call. And after that one call, because it's gonna jack up the whole audio and all that, because we ain't big budget right now. And I just signed up for Periscope, and I'm gonna do Twitch too. So we're gonna see how we're gonna fuse all these things together, so we can bring all those worlds together and expand our reach. I got time for one phone call. If you're still tuning in, all right, going once, going twice. All right, moving on. We'll see y'all tomorrow. But now, as always, I got to close out the show with a word from an elder. A word from an elder. In a segment I like to call Hi Dad.
Happy every day, everyone. In my future comments, you will hear me say walking eagle in reference to a person that some people call orange, divider, and etc. He has not and will not earn my respect. Walking eagle is the figurehead for a group of people that are running this country. So you must vote to get all of them out of office. That entering midterm elections during the last Obama administration while we were asleep. My definition of walking eagle. He is so full of feces that he can't fly. Malcolm X once said, the ballot or the bullet. We don't have enough bullets, so we must vote. Peace and blessings to all. This is Alpha Papa signing off.
There you are. You heard it from Alpha Papa. Call sign Alpha Papa. Message from the elder. Hi, Dad. Hey, look. I appreciate y'all, man. I'll see y'all next time. As always, this program is viewer supported by viewers like you. Cash at me at $ Lamont King 06. Shout out to everybody who has subscribed and cash apped and sent money for the operation. Shout out to Renetta. Who else was yesterday? Man, I would have to look. Vondell, Eunice, and Angel. Appreciate y'all for being patrons of the show. And I'll see y'all. Yeah, take care of yourself. Be safe. Have fun and enjoy.